welcome to Get Lean with Adelene. You have myself, Adelene Tutu, taking you through a power Pilates session. So we'll start with a stand-in sequence. A few different variations here. If you're just a beginner to exercise, absolutely fine. I'll give you a few different variations of the exercise when we proceed. So with this first one, we are going to stand at the end of our mats. And I'm going to get you to have a bit of space in front of your feet so that you can walk your hands away from your feet. So this first one here is going to be a roll down onto the floor. So forward roll. I want you to imagine your neck being pulled out of the neck socket. So you're lengthening the spine, and then you're going to soften your knees as you bring your back to cave, getting that lovely deep stretch in the back of your thighs. Your hands come crossing over, and you're just going to swing side to side. This is a great way to release any tension through the lower back and also the mid-thoracic of your spine. Let's bring our hands forward, and I want you to pull vertebra by vertebra in your spine, one at a time, until your shoulders drop away from your ear. Let's do one more of that, just to loosen up the entire body. Bring that neck down, all the way to the floor, softening at the knees. Hands come out to the front, and you're leaning right over the body. Now from here, as you're walking your hands away from your feet, I want you to keep your hip nice and stable, so you're contracting your core muscles. So holding that stiff and not swinging side to side. Until you walk out to the front, your hands come underneath your shoulders. Drop to the knee if you're just a beginner to these push-ups. You're going to drop your chest all the way down to the floor. Release the hands out to the side. Bring the hands back to the side of your chest. Tuck your tailbone in and push away from the mat. Tuck your toes, lift the knees, and you're bringing yourself back into that standing position. Let's go for 3 more like this. Try not to rock the hips all the way down. If you're just a beginner, remember dropping onto the knees, otherwise all the way off the feet, dropping yourself down as low as you can go, bringing the hands and feet off the mat, straight back in, tuck your tailbone in, push, knees bend, heels, pulling yourself back up into that standing position. One lucky last one before we add on. Down into that squat, bringing yourself back in, inchworms, drop into that push-up. Hands come out to the side. Lengthening the spine, bring it back in. If you need to tuck the knees in, go for it, but otherwise tuck the tailbone and walking your hands back up. Now we start to add on, and I want you to speed this up a little. We're going to walk our hands away from our feet as fast as we can, maintaining that hip stability. You're going to drop that left knee down to the mat, point your right toe. Bring yourself into a push-up, straight back in. Now let's hold that position. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, dropping your chest down. If this is too much, okay, you can just drop the elbows down to the floor. So you're getting your triceps worked, not just by dropping the chest, but you're also dropping that forearm. So, toes pointed into your push-up, coming back in. Let's go for 2 more like this. Last one. Nice work. Now let's switch over. Bring the right knee down underneath the hip. Extend that right leg, that left leg out to the back of the room. Let's go for our push-up. And exhale it at the top. Like I said, if the push-up is too much, just dropping that forearm down and do not move the hips back or forward. So keeping that hip nice and stacked above that knee and dropping the forearm down. Let's go for 3 more. Final 2. Last one here. Let's hold this position now, bringing the knee up. We're going to drive the knee up towards the opposite elbow, working our deep core muscles, and I want you to tilt the hips side to side so that you can work your transverse abdominals, going right across the hips. Nice work, and across the abs. Come in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in that position, drop onto the knees. We're going to go for forearm drops. Hold that position. Bring in your fingers to interlace. Lift the knees off the mat. Dropping your hips side to side. Going for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last one here. Let's hold that position. Saw movements. Forward and back for 5. And 4. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Nice work. Dropping onto the knees. Let's bring our palms up to the ceiling. Stretching out through the shoulders, releasing any tightness around that area. Lovely deep stretch. Bringing it back to center. We are done with the first segment of the workout. Stay tuned. Join me after the break on the mat as we complete the workout. Welcome back to Get Lean with Adelene. We are going to complete the next couple of segments here. I want you to get onto your mat, onto your front, so a prone position with your chest on the mat, stomach and hips. Now from here, you are going to extend your arms so that your head is in line with your neck, and you've also got your biceps closer to your ear, so you've got that full lock out of the shoulders with your hands forward. Now from here, you're going to raise your feet, bring it straight back down. If you want, you can keep your head resting on your hands as you raise your feet up. Nice work. So deep breath in through the nose and exhale as you lift your feet off the mat. We're going for 3 more like this before we start to add the arms. And 2. Last one. Nice work. Let's go with our hands coming out forward. Now I'd like you to hold this position as long as you can, but until the end of this sequence. We're going to bring the elbows out to the side. As you're bringing the arms back, you're going to bend the knees to bring your toes closer to your hands. And then extend the leg, bring the arms back in, all the way up, reaching forward. Let's go for 4 more like this. Up over the head. And 3. Working the hamstrings. And 2. Keeping the knee off the mat. Last one here. And let's go for 1 more here. Hold that position. I'm going to bring my pinky up to the ceiling, working my triceps here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the hands in. I'm going to come in for a lovely cobra stretch before I come onto my hands and my knees. Now we're going to go for a lovely bear sequence, and this is going to incorporate a lot of core engagement. So the hands, bring it right underneath the shoulders, lengthening your neck. Knees directly underneath the hips. From here, you're going to take a deep breath in. Pull your belly button up to your spine so you've got that tight abs. Pull the belly button up to the spine. Lift your knees. Dropping straight back down. Notice how I'm not lifting my bum, okay? So focus on lifting the knees so that your core stays engaged throughout the entire sequence. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Push away from the mat. Keep the elbows soft. Going for 5 more. And 4. Final 3. Last 2, you got it. 1 final one. We are going to hold at the top here. Now from here, you're bringing the knees in and out, abductions through the hips. So working with your core to hold that tabletop position as you're working with your entire glute area with these abductions. Going for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold that position, bring it straight back in. Let's drop the left knee, bring it up, drop the right knee, bring it up. Let's go for 6 and 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, we're not done. Hold that position, now tilt the hips side to side. 5, 4, and 3, keep the elbows soft. And last one. Nice work. Slowly releasing that knee back down. Palms up to the ceiling. Fantastic work. Well-deserved stretch here. Oh my gosh. And now we are going to move on to just a little burnout. Okay, so it's going to be a minute of this burnout. And all I'd like you to do is turn onto your back. We're going to burn the glutes here with this lovely power session. So feet where you can feel them. So I'd like you to feel for your heels. If you can feel your heels, then you know they're stacked with your knee right above your ankles. From here, palms down to the mat. Let's pull our glutes up, lengthening our spine, dropping straight back down. Now we're going to go for, let's go for 10 of these. making them a little bit faster. So we're working with tempo here. And I want you to keep that tailbone tucked in. So when you're up in that bridge, you can see the top of your thigh and your knees are pulling you out to the side. Going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go for our next one. Hold at the top. Let's lift our heels, drop our heels. Keep the hips high. Going for 5 and 4. Final 3 and 2. Last one here. Hold at the top. The arms come up. We're going to bring the knees out, close the knees back in. Now this time, keeping the heels nice and high, you're working your calves. Your hamstrings are on fire as you're working your glutes. Going for 4, last 3, and 2. Last one, shuffle your feet in if they're moving out. Now hold that position. We're going to pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Try not to move the upper body. 3, 2, 1. Hold that position. Just drop your right hip, drop your left hip. Hold that position. Going for 5 and 4. Lovely little burner. 3, 2, and 1. Holding up there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and cool. Love that work. Let's bring our knees up to our chest. Rolling up. And that is it for your workout for today. You can also follow me on Getting with Adeline on Instagram and TikTok for more tips on how to stay fit and healthy. And just remember, you're just as fit as your last workout.